So here I am with another video of the vocabulary series. So let's start without a hitch. Day before yesterday, my mother and my father were talking. My mother said, tomorrow you must go out to bring me vegetables from the supermarket. My father said, but no more ifs and buts. You must bring me vegetables tomorrow. Get up early in the morning and go out of the house to bring vegetables. But unfortunately, my father had bad luck. The alarm went off at 6 in the morning, but my father broke the device. He shut it. It was in a deep slumber for forever and ever. And so my father was sleeping, and my mother also did not wake him up. Why? Because she was busy deciding what to make for breakfast. She had got 4 orders from 4 sources: idli sambar, dosa chutney, sandwich, and masaledar toast. And from where did these 4 choices come from? This was the choice of my brother. This was the choice of my sister. This was my personal choice. And this toast was my mother's choice. She was in a really deep thought what to prepare for breakfast. Because if she prepared idli sambar, then my sister would start crying. Of course, I would not cry, but I would obviously feel bad. But if she prepared dosa chutney, then my brother would start crying. So she was in a dilemma. My study table is really close to my father's bed, and so I could observe him clearly that he was sleeping, and suddenly he woke up, and then again he slept. He slept, or I would say he dozed off. And then at last, my brother had to wake my father up by jumping on his bed and tickling him on his feet, and many more tactics were used by my brother to wake my father up. And after waking up and encountering my mother, there was an argument. I would not like to mention what my father and mother said, but all that I can say that there was an argument. And at last, after the argument was over, my father was helpless because he did not know how to make tea. So he asked my mother, Ranjan, I want a cup of tea, please. Will you bring me tea? My mother clearly said, no. My father felt humiliated. He felt embarrassed. And so my father promptly said, hey, I just asked for some help. No need to bite my head off. मैं खुद भी चाय गूगल में ढूंढ कर बना सकता हूँ, ठीक है? My father generally threatens my mother by saying, I'm not dependent on you. I can search on Google and make tea myself. But my father has no guts to search for tea on Google and make it himself. And so my mother got angry at this comment, and she said, now you're in deep water. Now here I found criminal number 2. Criminal number 1 is bite someone's head off, and criminal number 2 is in deep water. And now what's the description of in deep water? In deep water means in trouble. Now how do I link it? Let me tell you. While I was searching the meaning of in deep water, I found a picture, and I want to share this picture with you. You're in deep water. Now here you can see that a man is in deep water. He's in the middle of the ocean, and in the middle of an ocean, a shark is behind him. And if a shark finds you, then obviously you are in deep water. It means you're obviously in trouble, aren't you? You are deep in the ocean, and a shark finds you, you will really be deep in the water. You will be in trouble. So that's how I've linked them. Now criminal number 2, bite someone's head off, which means to yell at someone or be very critical of someone, especially suddenly and without a good reason. I repeat, to yell at someone or be very critical of someone, especially suddenly and without a good reason. And now it's time to apply link method to memorize this idiom. Now here, bite someone's head off really does not remind me of any incident. So I just created an incident in my mind, imaginary incident. And so that's how I'll be linking it. Suppose my father is very hungry and he does not eat junk food. He eats only healthy food at any circumstance, no matter what the circumstance may be. He obviously eats only healthy food, no junk food. But there was no healthy food in the kitchen because my mother was in the shopping mall and she was buying something, and my father was hungry. And so suddenly he spotted a doll of my sister, which she made just for some project. She made a doll made of vegetables, and that in that doll she had to depict what portion of her body is made of healthy food and what of junk food, which clearly means that at what proportion she eats healthy food, and at what proportion she eats junk food. So this is the model which my sister made. Her hands are made of chocolate, her stomach is made of this kind of different kind of chocolate, and her legs of chocolate again. But my sister's face is made of a tomato and hair of this cauliflower. I think I'm not really good at spotting vegetables, green vegetables, so I think it's cauliflower, not cauliflower. I think it's cauliflower. So my father only eats healthy food, then he won't take the chocolate, right? He will obviously take this head of this project, of this doll. So he took off the head when suddenly a sound came. Hey, stop! No need to bite my head off. It doesn't mean you will bite my head. If you are hungry, you can have some fruits in the kitchen instead. However, there were no fruits in the kitchen, and at last my father heard some giggle and laughter, and he discovered that my sister, who was under the table, was giggling and laughing. She said, "Ha ha, I fooled Papa!" Ha ha ha! And she was giggling and laughing. My father got angry at this, but he controlled his anger and did not scold my sister. Now this is an imaginary incident created out of my own whims, but this is how I am able to link bite someone's head off to that doll which my sister made, that doll and that reason which the doll gave. Now here, no need to bite my head off. Now bite my head off means to yell at someone without a good reason. Now here the good reason is also not good, and the doll has specified this, that if you are hungry, you are not going to bite my head off, right? So, and the doll is yelling at my father. So here, bite of someone's head is also there, and the meaning of bite of someone's head is also there. So that's how I've linked them. If you like this information, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel. Bye bye. See you in the next video.